intellectual property, everything. Good evening, everyone. We are finishing up another call. It'll be about 3 to 4 minutes, and then we'll get started. Hi, Antonio.
Hello, how are you?
Doing
Hello,
well,
Antonio.
doing well. Just give us a few minutes to finish up this other call.
All right.
How are you, sir?
I'm well. How about yourself?
Well, thank you.
Awesome.
It's very nice to meet you.
Yeah, same here. Just getting a few last minute touches. I wanted to do a little presentation, I guess.
Okay.
So I don't know if everyone just wants to look at me for a half hour, but
We just chit chat here. This is what we bring to our community. Individuals that are doing interesting things, and we have like basically some dialogue back and forth. So it was very nice for you to agree, since Miss Naima was busy.
absolutely, absolutely. And I think it's awesome what you guys are up to as well. You know, we're doing amazing things, but we're off in these pockets.
Very much. Everything is siloed.
Right.
You have to lift your head up every once in a while. Hence why we do these kind of things, so that we too are, exposing ourselves and not just kind of grinding everything out.
Right, right. So I'm glad we connected, and I'm, I would love to continue the conversation to see how we
Awesome.
can further collaborate for sure.
Most definitely. I have one of my co-founders is on Pacific time, and so this is her high time. She's like calling me back and forth of what she needs here.
Absolutely.
And that's what happens. The day job doesn't stop and just kind of rolls into the evening job, and the evening job just rolls into the late evening job, and then everything just keeps on rolling.
Right, right. I know the feeling. And it's like no matter what you do, it just keeps going.
Yeah, like I'm like, I just work all day. It's just around the clock. I know what time it is depending on who's calling me. Hey, Miss Tawana.
Hello, hello. Let me go ahead and get us streamed. I apologize for the delay, Antonio.
No worries at all. No worries at all. We're just catching up here.
Mm-hmm.
I see the community coming in. Hi, guys. Welcome, welcome. Hey, we are now live on Facebook. Hello, Facebook family. Good to see you. I see here in Zoom, we've got family members coming in. excited to chat with our guest this evening. We've got with us Mr. Antonio Thornton from Nandi's List. He's going to tell us what that is. It's an amazing resource, guys. You guys are going to love this. And we will get started in a moment. Okay. Again, I apologize for coming a little late. One of our investors had a quarterly meeting, and so we were trying to hear the update, but they're still going, so we'll have to watch the replay. So for those of you who may have invested in that company, I won't say their name, but hopefully you can watch the replay too. These are interesting times that we are in investor world. One of the things I said to Talisha today is that the thing I know to be true more and more is that the everyday VC, right? Us, right? The 10K project. We are the VC these days, because VC money is far and few between. And so we are the solution. And so thank you guys for being a part of this community. We'll talk a little bit more about that in the coming weeks. Because I think that the work that we do funding Black founders is so important. You guys know how I feel about it, but we're heading into a time, a season where it is more important than it ever has been. And so we have an opportunity here to really change the narrative and change the landscape. And so I'm excited. I'm really excited for us, because we've been really positioning ourselves for the last 3 years to fill this space, to fill this void. And so you guys should be proud of yourself, because I'm extremely proud of you. We've already proved the concept out, right? We've helped raise funding for what Talisha, we counted the other day, was like 93 founders.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and
Wow.
so in 3 years, 93 founders, we've helped get some of the capital that they've needed to stay in business, right? And I use that term very intentionally, because this week already, and today is Monday, right?
Right, Monday. We started off the week.
So Sunday is technically the beginning of the week. So this
Good.
week, I've heard from 2 investments that have decided not to continue business. And so the work we do is important, and each one of them, the reason is capital, not having enough money to scale and to continue doing the work. So, getting our Black founders started is important. Becoming great customers and helping them scale and grow is another thing and another responsibility. Helping them stay in business is really becoming key. And so we got some work to do. Not a great week from an investor standpoint. To have 2 in your portfolio.
Learning lesson, I would say. This is the true
Definitely
aspect of being an investor. So we can't always highlight the raw great things, because we know that's only one-sided. So we have to really show you the full perspective of what investment really does look like. And from the investor side, from the investors themselves to the individuals who are running these businesses that are trying very diligently to keep their businesses, but what they have to do as well. So I think it's an interesting learning lesson. This is what this is turning to be.
Yeah, really is. And if you guys remember, and then we'll get started with tonight's conversation, but if you guys, Patrice, I didn't say who the founders were. If you're an investor in those companies, you got the emails and you were invited to the session, so I won't say who they are. if you guys remember, Cherie used to always say that she had learned from an angel investor that if you invest in 10 companies, right? I think how it went is like 2 will fail immediately, right? They won't even get out the gate, right? Another 2 may have moderate success. 3 may have, decent success or whatever. And then, like maybe 2 or 3 of them will succeed and have longevity. And if you're lucky, 1 would be a unicorn, but that's uncommon. But any investor, especially a savvy investor, will tell you have to invest in a lot of things, right? Because they aren't all not going to succeed. And so we're definitely going to find some time to carve out and have this discussion, because Talisha's absolutely right. We can't rah-rah the support of founders and how it's important to be investors without having the conversation about, well, what happens when they do everything they possibly can, right? They run the business. I mean, we were just on a call and a founder, said that she hasn't paid herself since August, which is honorable, but she shouldn't have had to not pay herself. You know what I mean? Right. But the business mattered enough to try to keep it going a little bit longer. She took her salary away. And so, I mean, you're talking about, what's that, August?
Last year.
So about 9 months she hasn't paid herself, right? Those are the real challenges that our Black founders are having to face. And so that's a conversation for another day.
Yes.
we could talk about that all night. But tonight we are here to talk about an amazing resource called Nandi's List. And we have one of the co-founders here, Mr. Antonio Thornton, who's going to talk to us about it. For those of you who may not know, I should have started, I jumped right in realizing that some of y'all may not know who the heck I am, right? So I apologize. My name is Tawana Rivers. I'm the CEO here at the 10K Project. This is Talisha Shine, our Director of Partner Affairs. And we are excited to be talking to you guys tonight. We are a community of wealth builders. Point very simply made. We invest in alternative investments. We also focus intentionally on the Black founder. And we do that because Black founders are the least likely to get their businesses funded. And they have a hard time staying in business and scaling and growing because of that ongoing capital restraint. Even after they get funded, they still need the infusing of capital to keep going. And that is a consistent problem. And we would like to think that we help play a positive part in solving some of that. But today, we're going to hear from Antonio on Nandi's List and talk about it. Talisha actually made this connection. And when she told me about it, I was blown away in a very, very wonderful way. And I was like, we got to get him on here to talk to us about this, because this is awesome. And we have to spread the news on how awesome this is. So Antonio, welcome so much to the 10K Project. We are so grateful to have you here with us today. Tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us about this wonderful business you and your business partner have created.
Yeah, absolutely. I am honored and thrilled to be here. So I got to say, so thank you so much for having me here and being a part of this amazing thing that you guys are building. So we were just talking about that earlier. It's like we're doing these amazing things in silos, so knowing what you guys are up to and with our mission and our goal, it's just a great thing to be to come together for a collaboration to create something amazing. So I'm thrilled to be here. So thank you for having us on. So a little bit about myself. My name is Antonio Thornton, also known as the Profit Engineer. I've been in business for 31 years now, and what a journey, I got to tell you. So I've done a lot of different things, and I've done some things very well and some things not so well. But the thing that I found consistent across the board was marketing. That was the thing that I was really the best at. So even if I wasn't best at doing the thing itself, I was great at selling it. So about 23 years ago, I put together a marketing agency. Didn't work out very well. A lot of people weren't willing to give me a chance. And my mentor told me about this concept called contingency-based marketing. Had no idea what it was at the time. He says, well, you know, it's where you go out, help make them money, and you get paid on the results. So we came up with this pitch. If I bring you $1, will you pay me a dime? And that went very, very well. So I started a contingency-based marketing company, Money Mouth Marketing. And it's been a fun journey since then. A couple of years ago, I ended up with COVID. And that's where a big shift happened for me. I got it, I like to say pretty bad. And I use that term very loosely because some people got it really bad. I'm still here. So I'm very thankful and grateful for that. But because I don't get sick often, it really hit me hard. And I felt like I was like right there, like, is this it? So I started getting this conversation about, you know, what do you really want to do in this world? What mark do you want to make? And I had a project that was sitting on the shelf for years. I had this idea years ago, and I'll tell you where it came from, but I had this idea years ago to start a directory for Black women-owned businesses. And I just kind of put it to the side because it was costing a lot of money to build it because of the way that I decided to build it. But after having this situation, I said, you know what? This is something I've got to move forward with. And, you know, my partner and I, we had a conversation about, you know, what does this look like? So we decided to move forward with Nandi's List. And here we are with you know, in 2023 with Nandi's List. And we'll get into all of that. But before I do dive in, any questions or anything before, and am I able to share my screen here?
Absolutely, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And just for the record, Antonio, I'd pay you 2 dimes if you got me $1. I think
That's
that's
a whole lot of contingency in the contingency marketing plan.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let me see here. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. Doesn't look like I'm able to share my sound, but we'll see if we can work it out.
Oh, you should be able to. If you share the screen, if you go to share screen, and then when you go to select what screen you want to share, there should be a share sound at the bottom of that.
Yeah, it's grayed out, but no worries. No worries.
Right.
We'll figure it out. Yeah,
Okay.
we will figure it out. You know, technology is great when it works and and fun when it doesn't. So but as they say, the show must go on. So we'll continue on. So so as I mentioned, Nandi's List has been an idea that's been in the works for several years. But like I said, I put it on the shelf and it rebirthed itself a few years ago. So what I like to do is just kind of start out with just talking about what is Nandi's List itself. So Nandi's List is the world's largest directory of Black women-owned businesses. We have over 100,000 members. Actually, we're hitting about 109,000 right now. And what we like to do is we like to say we feel a desperate need of providing assistance to Black women-owned businesses with affordable exposure, valuable business resources, because there's a desperate need for it. And this is really where Nandi's List got started. In response to protests with George Floyd and a lot of the social unrest around the country, a lot of corporations said, well, you know what, we're going to help support the community. We're going to spend all this money with Black women-owned businesses, et cetera. But one of the things they said is that they couldn't find them. Well, where are they? Where are Black-owned businesses? Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, hey, wait a minute, where are Black women-owned businesses? I know dozens of them. Well, here's the challenge. When you're a corporation, what do? Do you go to Google and search Black women-owned business? That's where the challenge came in. And this was so bad at the time that reports calculated that over $200 million went unallocated because they said they couldn't find Black women-owned businesses. Now, a lot of you are probably familiar with this report that came out of JP Morgan Chase and American Express that Black women are the largest growing segment of new businesses across the board. In fact, almost 1 in 5 Black women are in the process or starting or running a new business. But here's the thing that they don't talk about in that report. Even though Black women are the largest growing segment of new businesses, they are the lowest earning in revenue by far, not just by a little bit. The average Black woman founder earns a meager $24,000 per year compared to $143,000 of all other women-owned businesses. And that's a 6 times difference. So that got me wondering, what in the world creates such a disparity in income? And that's where the search started, is why? Why is there such a disparity? And this young lady explains it, I think, very well. And hopefully we can get the sound on this. Let's see here.
So my challenge is a strange one, but I guess it's one that most people have. What I do well, and people get the results and they see it. It's not an issue of can I actually generate the results. My issue is visibility, getting myself out there and letting people know that I exist and I can do this, and I can increase someone's show-up rate by a minimum of 50%. I can increase their retention by 26%, and I can increase their sales by 38%. And that's what I've done in the past. And I feel I can do much more as well. So it is so frustrating.
And here's the thing, she's not alone. This is what we hear from a lot of Black women-owned businesses, is that they just aren't found. And this is the thing that we came to the realization of, is that Black women businesses struggle because of the lack of visibility and not because of the lack of ability. Because you got a lot of Black girl magic going on out there, and you got a lot of women doing some amazing things, but if you don't know, then you just don't know. And the challenge comes from is that, how do you get your name out there? How do you get yourself out there? Social media and posting. I mean, yeah, we can post in Facebook groups and hope that someone reaches out to us. Blogging, networking, that works, but gets slow results. Facebook and IG ads tend to be just out of reach for most people financially. Print advertising and television, of course, as well, word of mouth, and hoping and wishing these things just don't work. And here's the reality of it. Like I mentioned earlier, how would you find a Black woman-owned flower shop in Charlotte, or a fitness trainer in Orlando, or yoga instructor in Las Vegas? It's not just about going to Google and searching for those things. It's either word of mouth or some other form of fashion of finding them. So when you're thinking about that and going back to all of the amazing things that are happening, this phrase comes to mind: Black girl magic doesn't matter if no one's at your show. And this is a really powerful sentiment, in that if you don't have your offer out there in the world, then there's no one to buy from you. And this is what that study goes on to say. Black women are positioned to play an increasingly visible and important role in the United States future like never before. And it says these conscious efforts require the government and private sector to uncover and address the biases in entrepreneurial ecosystems. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't tend to like to sit around and wait for the government to do anything. So just as Tawana said earlier, it's up to us. It's up to this private sector. It's up to us to make this happen. And that's where Nandi's List was born. Our mission directly addresses this issue, and our goal over the next 5 years is to help 1 million Black women business owners earn at least $100,000 per year or more, creating $100 billion in global revenue. Now, people ask, well, why, $100,000 per year? Well, $24,000 a year is barely poverty line. You cannot build a business. You can't have a life at $24,000 in many parts of the world, but definitely not the United States. But we believe that $100,000 per year, $100,000 per year is livable. You're not going to be balling, right? You're not going to be flying out to Dubai every other weekend. You're not going to be driving in a Bentley, but you can actually provide a living for yourself and your family. And that's where our goal of helping 1 million Black women business owners hit $100,000 or year per more with our directory. Now, some of you may be asking a very logical question right now. It's 2023. Do people even still use directories? Is that even still a thing? Well, the short answer is a resounding yes. Directories account for 700 million visitors per month across the internet. You're familiar with some of these on the site here: Yelp, Craigslist, Angie's List, Foursquare. You can see Yelp, 142 million monthly visitors, Craigslist, 250 million monthly visitors, Angie's List, 7 million, Foursquare, etc. So when you think about, do people still use directories? Yes, absolutely. Yet Yelp, Angie's List, and Craigslist alone are responsible for 400 million visitors per month. And these are their annual revenues. So the numbers kind of speak for themselves. And here's the thing about directories that most people don't take in consideration. Directories attract buyers, not browsers. People aren't going to Angie's List or Craigslist. They're not going there to search for basketball videos or to look at their friends' wedding photos or to chat. They're not going there for that. They're going there to buy. And the other thing is that, and it's not to say that social is bad, but the reality of it is social isn't searchable. You can't go to Facebook or Instagram and do a search for Black woman owned blank and get any decent results. So directories provide a very valuable resource for people who are looking to spend money. Now, I'm going to blow your mind in just a minute. So if you're not sitting down, you may want to sit down. When we talk about directories, do people still use directories? Do people use Amazon.com? And you say, wait a minute, Amazon.com? Well, let's think about it for a moment. They've got categories, subcategories, search, listings, reviews, rating, all the things. So all the things that a directory is Amazon. Now, they don't call themselves a directory, but that's exactly what they are. And people go to Amazon, again, not to watch funny cat videos. They're going there because they want to buy. So answering that question, do people still use directories? Airbnb is a directory. Instacart is a directory. Zillow is a directory. Eventbrite, they're all directories. Eventbrite is a directory of events. Instacart, a directory of places to buy food. Airbnb, of places to go stay. These are actual directories. And as I mentioned, one of the largest e-commerce sites in the world, Amazon.com, is a directory. And that's what we're looking to do, is to position Nandi's List as the Amazon.com for Black women-owned businesses. Now, one of the other questions we tend to get is, well, aren't there other directories already out there? Yes, absolutely. There are dozens. In fact, we counted 23. Like, for example, buyfromablackwoman.org, 174 members, blackwomanowned.co, 285 members. And there are several other directories who tend to have a little bit less than 100 members. Now, we are here to support those directories, not by any means by take them down, because we even have them listed as a resource on our site, because the mission is still the same, to uplift and empower Black women business owners. But here's the challenge with a lot of those directories and why they don't necessarily work. When you only have 100 or 200 people on the site, people can't find what they're looking for. And if they can't find what they're looking for, they don't come back. And if they don't come back, the members of the directory get no value, and then the site ends up imploding. That's one of the reasons why directories have such a difficult time surviving. So we took a very, very different approach. Instead of starting our directory and then building it, we built the directory and then started it. We are 300 times larger than the largest directory out there. And not only that, we've got a training portal, because we have a three-pronged approach to Nandi's List. It's not just about visibility, but it's also about business acumen and funding. And the reason why we believe that's important is because I think with a lot of organizations, the funding piece can get overlooked, or let me say that differently. The business acumen piece can get overlooked when we're just looking at funding. So we chose to help these women to build a solid business so that you're not throwing good money after bad. So yes, we want to help you get funding, but we want to help make sure that that funding is going to a business that's going to survive, that's going to thrive. And we have a training portal that provides that training for the membership. We have a marketplace on the site, just like Amazon. Someone can come and buy their products, and they can sell their products and services, directly from the directory. We're going to be providing live events around the country as well. And we also have what are called our founding 50 members that I'll talk about in just a moment. And here's the thing, we're really more than just a directory. We like to consider ourselves a community and a movement, a place where Black women owners can connect and grow. And we built it in this way because, again, we wanted to make a difference in a significant way other than just, hey, here's a few extra customers. We wanted to really build a full ecosystem that drives global revenue. We also offer things like, impact in the community. We have scholarships for women who are interested in going into business-related majors. We have support for Black women in transition and want to use entrepreneurship to get themselves to the next level. We also offer education for business best practices, and we have free memberships for qualified nonprofits. And the great thing about Nandi's List is that when we tell people about Nandi's List, they love it. They love it. And we're getting a lot of support from around the world. So let me kind of see if I can get this video going again. We might know this young lady right here.
Nandi's List. Hey, Nandi's List. Hey, Nandi's List. It's Cheryl Lee Ralph, Dr. Tessa's marriage medicine. It's your girl, comedian Corey Bell.
It's Mercedes C. Young from Jerome for Love.
This is the angel lady of dancehall ourselves. For your commitment to uplifting and empowering Black women entrepreneurs is inspiring. You know, I like that.
Listen, as a Black woman entrepreneur, I know firsthand the challenges that come with running a business, and I can appreciate the importance of having support.
What you guys are doing supporting Black women in business and business owners is making a big difference in so many lives. You are making a difference.
Nandi's List, you are making a difference.
Keep spreading the love, but keep supporting. Keep up the fantastic work. Keep up the good work. Mwah. God bless.
And we like to show this video because, again, we're not just an organization that just kind of popped up overnight. We have very big plans and very big goals and objectives for Nandi's List. And what I wanted to talk about is a couple of things. So Nandi's List has two memberships. We have our basic membership, which is our, you can put in your name, contact information. Just your basic information for the purpose of getting your information out there. And we also have a premium membership, which gives you a lot more options. You get top listing in multiple locations, multiple categories, featured premium badge. You get to upload videos, story articles, videos, all of that. You get, and also a lot of people don't realize, but directories actually help give you search engine optimization. So when people are looking for your product and service, they can find you. You get to add your social media links, post blogs, share your products, all types of things with the premium membership. And our basic membership is free. Our premium membership is $50 per month, which again is pretty affordable for what we are offering to our membership. And what we like to do, as just a part of saying thank you for allowing us to be here. Of course, anyone can sign up for the basic membership for free, and you can just go to nandislist.com/join. And with that, like I said, as a part of saying thank you, we know that no one on this call is basic, right? You come here to learn, you come here to grow. So what we want to offer is for everyone who comes through the 10K project is that we want to offer our $50 per month membership, premium membership, for a one-time payment of $500. So what that does is this. First of all, you save a whole ton of money. You save a whole ton of money. But what you're doing is you're not just getting a higher level of membership by signing up for this, but you're also supporting the community, because at the end of the day, that's really what this is all about. yes, Nandi's List is going to generate revenue for all involved, but at the end of the day, what our goal is to do is to uplift and support Black women business owners. So by you becoming a premium membership, a premium member rather, today at $500, like I said, you'll be investing in your business and you are investing in the businesses of hundreds of thousands of women around the world. Now, here's one of the things that I always like to say is that even though we are the largest, which differentiates ourselves from everyone else, one of the other things that we do provide that differentiates us even further is we provide an ROI guarantee. So here's the deal. Even beyond saving thousands of dollars by paying a one-time fee of $500 instead of $50 a month, we guarantee that you will make at least twice your investment, or we'll give you your money back. That is how confident we are in what we're doing. Here's one of the reasons why. We have allocated $250,000 for advertising with Nandi's List. So with what we're doing, we're going to be building this out in a very, very big way. A lot of people don't like investing in directories because they say directories don't get results. I signed up for this directory and I got nothing. I signed up for that directory and I got nothing. One of the reasons why, as I mentioned earlier, if you're in a directory that has 200 members, they unfortunately can't support you long-term because people aren't going to come back. They're not going to come back to those directories. But when you have 100,000 members in virtually every category you can name, legal services, financial, real estate. We even have a woman who owns a popcorn shop, a woman who owns a water remediation and flood service. So basically any service you need is there in Nandi's List. This is how we're able to provide our guarantee. And you can go there you can get signed up today by going to nandislist.com/10K. We will keep this page up for you guys. Let us know how long you want us to keep it up, but we'll keep this up. Obviously, we can't do it forever, but we do want to just say again, as a way of saying thank you for allowing us to be here and talk about Nandi's List, to share our vision, our mission, our passion for what we do. We want to offer your community an incredible deal to join Nandi's List at a rate that they won't be able to see anywhere else.
Wow, thank you so very much, Antonio. That's amazing. That is a wonderful deal, and such a wonderful resource. Thank you both to you and Naima for extending such a gracious deal. Anybody with eyes can see that's a great deal. So you are a female founder, and you are looking to grow and scale and get more visibility. Please consider Nandi's List. This is a great resource for us. At that discount price, I can't even say no to that. Y'all know how frugal I am. So that is a great deal. Thank you so much. And to be able to offer a guarantee, wow, that's amazing. That's very, very gracious. My only question is, part of the reason I also believe that women founders, and they're really all founders, but since we're talking about women founders tonight, I'll preface women founders, don't get the visibility even when they place ads, is because the copy they write is oftentimes not intriguing to the customer, right? So do you help with that? So let's say 10K, I hit this link when we get done, right? I pay my $500 for lifetime. Now what? Do I get any kind of support to help me make sure I say the right thing that will convert and get people's attention?
So,
I receive it. I can't take it.
So here's one of the things, again, our goal here is to build a directory that truly generates revenue for our members. So as a copywriter of 25 years, I totally concur. What happens most times is the copy there, it's just not conducive to getting people to say, yes, I want to do business with you. And we asked ourselves, how do we fix that? So what we do for this, for our membership, we offer a free 15-minute onboarding call for everybody who signs up for the directory to find out who your target audience is, what you're looking to sell them. And we also end up getting into a conversation about price point. Don't get me on that, because I got to tell you, so many people are charging way lower than they should. They're just not charging enough to run viable businesses. But these are three of the main things that we talk about on that call. And the reason why, again, we do that is because we want you to get success. You know, because if you just got your name up there and your business name, nah, why would I call? But if you're going to tell me the transformation that you bring to my life with the product or service that you're selling, then I'm willing to do business with you. So we do that onboarding call solely for that purpose, to help make sure that every single member is getting the most out of that membership. And a big part of that is copy. That is, I got to tell you, I mean, you hit it right on the head. It is copy. So yes, we make sure that is a part of what every member gets when they're signing up.
Wonderful. Beth says membership is only for businesses, not individuals, right?
Yes, and we chose that option because we wanted to be a business directory, just like Yelp, just like Amazon. You wouldn't go to Amazon to look for a person. You wouldn't go to Yelp to look for a person. You go there to look for someone to do business with, to buy something from. So we want to create that same vein. Now we're still open to the conversation of who we're choosing to let in and who we're not. And I say that because we chose not to go with the route of network marketing organizations unless you have an LLC built around your network marketing organization. And the reason why we chose that is because we did not want to have 72,000 people selling Legal Shield or travel thing, whatever the thing is, or some other goop that's being sold that month. We just did not want to have a whole flood of those in the directory. And it was a challenging decision, to be honest with you, because we want to help everyone as best we can, but we also want to make sure that the directory is providing as much value as possible. And just, you know, like I said, having 70,000 people selling the same thing just doesn't really do the directory much. It doesn't do the end user good.
Right. Very good. Ms. Patrice says, when you were talking about the copy in the 15-minute consult, Ms. Patrice says you're doing all that in 15 minutes.
Well, I will say this, you know, I know we're taught to be humble, but we're also taught to tell the truth. I'm good at what I do. And I say that with a level of confidence because, again, I've done a lot of things over the years. I was a DJ. I ran a cabin rental company. I had a phone answering service. I've done a lot of things. And I'm gonna go so far as to say I was never the best at the thing I did. Never. I was never the best IT company. I was never the best DJ. What I was the best at was selling those services. That's why they did as well as they did. And I will tell you this, and I know we're not turning this into a coaching consulting moment, but here's the reality.
Listen, if you need to, do it.
Okay, there you go. So if you had to choose between being the best at your product or service or being the best at marketing and selling it, you should choose to market and sell it, because that's what makes the difference. There's a mentor of mine from years ago who said one of the most powerful, life-changing things to me. He said, "He who has a thing to sell and whispers it into a well is not as apt to get the dollar as he who climbs a tree and hollers." Woo! Can I get an amen from somebody on that?
You're going to get an amen from me on that.
Amen.
And I say that to everyone, you know, who's listening live and on the calls. Here's the reality of it. If you can't sell your thing, it doesn't matter how good you are at it. And here's a prime example. Microsoft. Microsoft arguably has the worst operating system of every software development company out there. Everyone. But why are they valued at the level that they are is because they're fantastic marketers. So if you had to choose, err on the side of marketing. So to answer that question, Patrice, Ms. Patrice, that's a fantastic question. And yes, absolutely. I'm able to listen to you tell me about what you do. And within 30 to 45 seconds, I can formulate a headline, I can formulate copy for whatever it is you do. So yes, that happens. Now, we do have a team. I'm not the only person who does the calls, but yeah, we do have a team who are trained on being able to help the members get the most out of it. And even beyond that, we have a full-time support team available. Like if you go to the site, there's a little link there. I don't know, they take breaks from time to time, but we have a team that's available to make sure that you're getting the most out of your membership. We reach out to you. Hey, how are things going? Now, it is up to you to respond back and say, hey, I haven't gotten any clicks. I haven't gotten any sales. Okay, let's figure out why. So our team is there and available to help you to get the most out of the directory.
Nice. Lisa said our e-commerce business is allowed in the directory.
Well, again, it's kind of almost like the MLM, you know. So if you're selling, you know, the same selfie stick that 19 other people, 29 other people, 59 other people, 109 other people are selling on Amazon, then that question becomes, is there any real differentiator from what you're bringing to the conversation about what you're selling, which again is another conversation. But if you've got an LLC wrapped around your e-com business, then yes, absolutely, you are more than welcome. But again, there are the e-com folks, and then there are the side hustle folks where, you know, I'm selling these onesie twosie things every now and then versus someone who's running a business in the e-com space. So I would say yes, if it's a business, if it's a hobby or a side hustle, probably not. Because again, we want to keep the directory clean as possible. We can't tell everybody, you know, okay, so we try to monitor that as much as we can. But when you got 100,000 folks, you get a little tricky at times.
Right.
So, but with that, you know, I would even go so far as to saying, you know, if you do envision your e-com business being, you know, your primary income, your primary revenue, and that's a part of what we're more than happy to help you with that. We're absolutely more than happy to help you with that.
Nice. Lisa also had a second question. She said, what if you haven't launched a business yet? So she's planning to launch her business, but hasn't launched yet. If she signs up now, how long does she have to list her business to be able to still take advantage of the deal?
That's a great question. Let me just say that. That's a great question. And what I will say is this, Lisa, if you want to sign up, go ahead and sign up, and you and I can have a conversation about what that looks like. What I would want to do is first of all, if you sign up for a premium lifetime deal, you can sign up anytime. You can list your business at any time. So that'll never go away. Like I said, it's a one-time thing, and your premium membership forever. You got your premium member rather forever. But what I would want to do is to help you with getting your business on there as quickly as possible, because again, we want to make sure you're getting an ROI as quickly as you can. So we want to get you up there. So if you do want to sign up to take advantage of the deal today, absolutely. And then you and I can jump on the phone, jump on a call or Zoom, and then we can work out what that needs to look like to get you up and listed in the directory as soon as possible.
Cedric says, do you have resources or tools to help with social media marketing?
Yes, absolutely. So one of the things that I kind of skipped over because I wanted to kind of get through the presentation is that we do have what's called our Founding 50 members. And our Founding 50 membership is a membership that's actually a little bit above the premium, but the Founding 50 membership is what we call our baseline members who have committed to the growth, the development of Nandi's list. And these are women who said, you know what, I believe so much in what you're doing. I want to be a part of what you're doing. And they are bringing their skills, their talents, and their resources to Nandi's List. And what we chose to do with the Founding 50 membership is that we said, okay, what are the things that every small business owner would need? Every Black woman small business, what would they need? So we looked at things like social media, legal advice, sales copy and marketing, building systems and those types of things, even mindset, because that's another part that's important as well. So instead of that being just solely on the shoulders of myself and Naima, we have these Founding 50 members who are providing their background, their resources and their knowledge to the members of Nandi's List through our training. So do we have social media marketing Founding 50 members? Yes, absolutely. That is a part of what we want to bring into the equation, because even though we do know social is viable, it is, I'm not saying that you can't get business from social. They're just slightly better ways to go about doing social in order for it to show up right for your business. So yes is the short answer. I tend to be a little verbose, but yes is the answer.
Very good. Cedric was just saying that he has a website, but it doesn't have a lot of traffic also. So it sounds like
Okay.
that's one of those areas where he could get some assistance from those Founding 50.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing, and this is where it comes, from with that onboarding call that I do, is we find those types of things out. We might find that social media is not the best place for certain types of companies to put forth their marketing efforts. Most people just tend to think, oh, well, everybody's doing social media, so I need to do social media as well. No, you don't. We've got clients right now who are in the 7 figures who have very little social media presence, because there are hundreds of other ways to get traffic to a site based on your market, your target audience, and where they are. So short answer to that question is yes, that is definitely a way to get more traffic to the site, but is it the best for that particular business? That would be, to be determined.
Very good. I think Beth is asking, is Nandi's List classified as a small business, and how many people do you have employed?
Yes, so we are Black woman owned, and yes, we are a small business. Right now we have full-time, I think 11 people. So now when I say 11, that's 11 full-time. We have approximately 45 people working with us in various capacities. And I'll just kind of share this real quickly. I know this wasn't a part of the question that was asked, but it's one of the questions that we are asked quite often. How in the world did you build a directory of 100,000 businesses? So what we did was we actually had over the years that we were building Nandi's List, we had 138 people hired from around the world compiling this list. Here's the interesting thing that we found. AI doesn't know what Black women look like. So we had to actually build this thing by hand. So we found a lot of publicly available lists, Facebook groups of Black women business owners and other directors. So we built it utilizing those platforms, but we actually had to build it by hand. And like I said, we had over 138 people on this project over that time. Right now, like I said, we've got 11 people still on full time. And we're floating right around about 40 people that does, a lot of other, they're outsourced, they're outsourced. So you guys are familiar, but we have several people working on this project right now.
Nice. Deanne Stewart says, how are you marketing to larger businesses to highlight your members?
So we have a separate program that we are doing for that. Nandi's List as a whole is for the general public looking to do business with Black women businesses. So if I am traveling to Dallas and I want to find a Black woman massage therapist, or if I'm looking for a Black woman flower shop in, I don't know, South LA because I want to send someone flowers, that's really the core purpose of Nandi's List. But we have not forgotten about the businesses who do business with corporations. And that came about because one of the things we're doing with Nandi's List is that we are reaching out to corporations to let them know about what we're doing, because there are literally millions upon millions of dollars that are floating right now that we want to start directing our way. Spotify has a program, Goldman Sachs has a program, and we've got laundry list of corporations who have publicly committed monies to Black women businesses. So we want to say, hey, you want to spend that money? Here they are. So with that being said, that's a separate program that we are actually pulling out of for the members who actually sell to corporations. So that is absolutely on our path. We'll be doing a lot of that promotion probably around late August.
Nice. Very, very good. Great questions you guys are asking.
Yeah, these are fantastic questions.
Patrice says, is the B2B a different membership and fee?
No, it's not. No, it is not. If you become a premium member, you are a premium member for life and for whatever other things you're looking to do within Nandi's List. So it's not going to, and let me just say it this way. At this point, no, it is not. And that's why, we say, if you sign up now as a premium lifetime member, you're a premium lifetime member. So whatever additional things we add to that membership, you're still locked in at that one-time $500 fee. So if we choose to raise our premium membership up to $100 a month, you're still locked in at the one-time $500 that you paid. So you would not have to pay anything additional to that.
Nice. Very, very good.
Phoebe also
Any
had
additional questions, guys? Oh, go ahead, Talisha.
Phoebe had a question of why did you call it Nandi's List or Nandi's List? Yeah, that's a great question. I love this. I love the
I always
answer.
love this question. So we called it Nandi's List, one, because I didn't want to name it Antonio's List and make it about me, right? I really looked at this as being a legacy project that would live beyond me. And that was, when I talked about when I went through that life change a couple of years ago, I was looking at, what difference do I want to make? And one of the challenges to building a brand around an individual is that when that individual passes, that brand tends to pass as well. So I didn't want to make this Antonio's List. But what came to me one evening, just from a download, just saying for what it is, what came to me was Queen Nandi, who is the mother of Shaka Zulu. And what was so powerful about this is that her journey parallels the journey of what most Black women have experienced in their lives. She was in a tribe. She got impregnated by a chief who did not immediately claim the child, and she was shunned from the community. And the reality of it is that, I've found over the years that Black women have been shunned from their community per se for a whole multitude of reasons. And she was forced to go off and raise this child on her own. So yes, you got single moms, but also you got these Black women running these businesses on their own. You got these Black women trying to do all this stuff on their own because, again, their community had turned their backs. So she went off and through the power of the Black woman, raised one of the most powerful kings. She came back and raised one of the most powerful kings that Africa has ever seen. So when you think about that journey, you could not ask for a better name than Nandi's List. So it is the thing, and I get goosebumps every time I think about it because it is such a powerful parallel to the journey of most Black women. It is just a powerful parallel. So it's to say to you, I honor you as a Black woman. I see you as a Black woman, and I see you through the context of this beautiful queen who raised this amazing king in Africa. So that's where Nandi's List came.
Absolutely beautiful. Wow. Let me look and see if we've got any questions in Facebook. I know we're streaming live. Let me just go there real quick. Oh, good. Oh, you want to read them?
Sure. Ms. Eugenia wants to know, how does the company earn revenue beyond membership dues?
That's a great question. So what had happened was, it's one of the things that I tend to
See,
talk about.
Antonio, we tend to think like investors, even when it's not an investor meeting.
Right, exactly.
How well trained we are here at 10K Project.
Yes, yes, ma'am. And I'm here for it. I am here for it. So it is one of the things that I do talk about in our investor pitch that we do for our fundraising. So we actually have 7 revenue streams, and I'll get into a few of them. So one, of course, we got the membership itself. We've got our MRR with our monthly membership. But here's the thing, which again is why we chose to build it in the way that we did. When you have a 100,000 person list, you've got what's called an asset. You've got an asset, and people are willing to pay to get access to the asset. So even beyond our premium membership, we have our Founding 50 membership, which is a 10K investment. We have webinars that we do with our memberships, and what that webinar does is that we earn a chunk of that revenue that comes from those webinars. We sell advertising, not only on the site itself, but we sell advertising in our newsletter. So again, when you're dealing with that type of number, those types of numbers, you have access to capital because people want to get access to those to your asset. Also with our live events, our live events are designed to be revenue generating. They will be free events where we will have things that will be sold. We're going to sell sponsor tables, and we're going to sell sponsorships for those live events as well. So beyond that, we do have certain offerings that we have for our clients. I mean, for the members. Some people have said, well, hey, can you help with this and can you help with that? If we can't find a member who wants to jump in and help that person, we provide those services as well. So we have several revenue streams for Nandi's List, and again, which is one of the reasons why we chose to build it in the way that we did. Most directories go out and they start a directory and they say, hey, will you come join our directory for $10 a month? Hey, join our directory for $10 a month. The next thing you know, they've got 100 people paying $10 a month. You're making $1,000 a month, but you can't sustain a directory. You can't sustain a business on $1,000 a month. So, and it doesn't allow you to invest back into the directory. So the thing, like I said, it ends up imploding. But when we launched with 100,000 people, we were able to go to people like Infusionsoft Keep and say, hey, listen, we got 100,000 Black women entrepreneurs. And they're like, wait, what? You got what? Yeah, we like to talk. When we initially approached HubSpot, we got shot down immediately. I said, hey, we got this directory. We like to talk to you guys, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, no, we're not interested. I said, wait a minute. Can I get that in writing that you're not interested in supporting 100,000 Black women entrepreneurs? Oh, no, my bad. Yeah. So literally 5 minutes later, I got an email from the woman over outreach and community support. So I'm like, yeah, I thought so. So anyway.
Right. I love it. Any
Exactly.
more questions in Facebook, Talisha? I love that.
It's given us leverage to generate revenue in many, many, many different ways.
Thanks, Ms. Eugenia, for that question. And thank you very much.
That's a great question.
Good. Any other questions from the community? This is awesome, guys. I mean, again, great discount. So for those of you who are entrepreneurs, right, please consider this opportunity. For those of you who have been thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, right, you're in those like Lisa in the final phases of launching. This is a great deal for you to take advantage of as well, to help, especially with the guarantee. I mean, you can't go wrong with the guarantee, in my opinion. And then be able to have Antonio and or his team work with you in that 15-minute consult to really get the right copy associated with what it is that you are providing from a service or a product standpoint. Talisha, did you have any questions specifically to Antonio?
No, this was great. I love it.
Patrice says she's got another question. So Patricia, what information are you giving to others regarding your members to create income for Nandi's List? So are you selling the data is essentially, I think, what Ms. Patrice is trying to get to.
No, we do not sell the data by any means. What we do is if someone is interested in advertising to the database, it would either be on the website itself. We have an area inside the membership when you log in. There's an area there where you can run an ad there. And there's also, you can run an ad in the newsletter itself, but we do not sell the data.
Brenda said she was looking for an app but couldn't find one. Will there be an app?
Yes, there will be an app. Yeah, absolutely. We envision that coming up in maybe the next 2 to 3 months. We chose, and that was one of the things that we were kind of debating about. Do we launch with an app? Do we need? And I said, no, let's get it launched and get it functioning. So we'll have the app developed. We're in conversation right now with 2 companies who are bidding, if you want to call it that, on doing the app.
Nice. Very good. Well, Antonio, this has been super informative. This is great. I actually have my 7 o'clock was canceled before my 7:30. And I know I said we would talk in a couple of weeks, but I'm getting ready to call you when we hang up. Because something just popped in my head and now I got to ask my question. So we might as well go ahead and have that other conversation we were going to have.
Let's make it happen.
Patrice says, how long will the offer stand? What's reasonable, Antonio?
Well, I guess for all practical purposes, I mean, I know you guys usually post these videos. Is that correct?
We do. So what we do is that we're live in the community now. We'll create over the next couple of days, we'll create some a few clips, just kind of breaking down, right, the session. And then we'll put those across our social platforms. We typically put it on IG, TikTok, we put it in YouTube. And so this will get some traction with those clips. And with that, the saying you said, that's gonna go viral. That's gonna be the clip. I mean, it'd be wonderful if, you know, we are bootstrappers. Those of us who are business owners are bootstrappers most often. And so it'd be nice to have a few weeks for the community to be able to take advantage of this amazing offer. How about to the end of the month? Is that reasonable?
You got it. You got it. End of the month.
Wonderful. All right, guys. You guys got 3 weeks to activate, right? After that, you still need to activate. It's just going to be at the regular price. So,
you can wait if you want to, but why would you?
Say it again, Talisha.
I said, you could wait if you want to. That's always there. You can get what you get, but if you want to get this now, you have to do the thing now.
Right.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. This is great. This is absolutely wonderful. And I think what we're going to do, Talisha, we need to put Nandi's list in our directory. Yes. As a resource for Black women. We just need to just put it there. So we will list you in our directory as well for our members that are looking for this, you know, in 6 months and a year. So that's wonderful. Phoebe said, can you ask my question? Absolutely, Miss Phoebe. Do you help with websites?
Well, the short answer is we could. What we want to encourage is to go to the directory. You know?
Right.
Yeah,
utilize
use someone in the directory.
The women in the directory that are already doing that, Phoebe.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we say, you know, if you can't find someone, sure, yeah, we're more than happy to help you because you know, ultimately that's our purpose for being here. But we would rather, honestly, we'd rather you say, hey, I found this person in the directory. She did a fantastic job. Bam, that's what would be the best case scenario for us. But feel free to reach out, have a conversation. And here's the thing. I mean, obviously I've got a little inside information. So, you know, there may be some folks I can get in contact with.
Nice. All right, guys, this has been amazing. This has been really, really good. Thank you so much. Just to kind of give you a few updates with 10K also, because I know I jumped in. I was so hyped for my investor call. I jumped right in with talking and didn't kind of give the precursor. I know many of you were on our call last week when we talked about tax liens, and the week before that, when you guys said you wanted to learn more and participate. And so I did create a separate Facebook group for us on tax liens. The link to that new group is in our regular Facebook page. There were some of you that said, I want to participate, I'm in. And for some reason, I could not find you when I went to add you and invite you to that. And I feel like, Lisa, you were one of those people that couldn't find your name, or there were like a million Lisa Miles and I didn't know which one was the right one. So find, if you're interested in that, please find the link in the Facebook group so that you can join our tax lien group. For anyone that is new, please feel free to join us at the10kproject.com, learn more about us. We'd love for you to come back to more of these sessions. And eventually we'd love to have you join us and become a member here. Okay, Lisa, you said I'm not on Facebook. Well, that explains why I could not find you, my dear. Yeah, so if you're interested in joining that conversation, you may want to just make an account just for the purpose of joining that one group, because we're going to have some good tax lien dialogue in that group. But there were about 4 of you that I could not find to tag, even though in our chat you said you wanted to be able to participate in additional conversations. So I didn't want you guys to think I forgot about you. I did not forget about you. I either tagged you in the post or I could not find you to tag you. Thank you so much, Mr. Latrice. Latrice said, thank you, great session. Ms. Patrice says, thank you, Antonio and the T's. Eddie said to Eddie, go to the Facebook group and you can see it. I think I posted it on Sunday. I created the group on Sunday, so it's not far down. And it basically says, this is the invite to the group. So go ahead and find it. Because it'll take me as long to find it and tag you as it'll take you as long to find it and click the link. Oh, I'm gonna choose you, Eddie. You just tagged it? Okay. All right, Eddie, Talisha took care of you. See, I was gonna make you take care of yourself. Oh goodness, this is wonderful. Thank you so much, Antonio. I really, really appreciate you coming.
Absolutely, we appreciate you allowing us here.
She could not come, but we appreciate the fact that you guys were able to join us and tell us about this amazing project that you have, an amazing business that you are. There will be no more excuses when they need to give Black women money. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
That's for sure.
We're going to make sure that.
If they do make an excuse, we're going to call you know what on it, because we're going to tell them when we see that article, when they say we don't know where to find the Black women, everybody tag Nandi's link in that article. We're going to show them where to find the Black women founders. So this is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful evening. Antonio, I'm going to call you right back.
Yes, ma'am. I'm looking forward to it.
Guys.
Thank you, Antonio. Have a great evening.
Bye.